Let's go.
Our penultimate preseason game saw Real Mallorca visit the Stadium of Light. Lost Pirates have been on a similar journey to us, having fallen out of the top flight in 2013 and relegated to the third tier in 2017. They secured consecutive promotions and a return to La Liga in 2019, and last year finished 9th in La Liga. So this team presented the toughest test yet. Mowbray's selection gave a strong hint to his starting 11 in a week's time. It was a surprise then to see Luke 9 selected at centre-half over Barth or Triantis, but there are reasons why he would do this. Mowbray is determined to play out from the back at all costs this season, and in searching for an overload in midfield, he wants his fullbacks to push up. These are often the lowest positions you'll see the fullbacks in, well into midfield and often much higher. This means that Pato comes into the back line with the centre-halves to make a back three, like you see here.
Again, Sunderland just operating.
And again.
We'll have to see it. This is a good test for it.
The Liga outfit finished 9th in the top flight last season.
The centre-halves then need to be comfortable with the ball and able to play progressive passes.
Again, his body out and finds Ballard. Just those couple of those options.
Whilst Danny Barth is most certainly a better defender than Luke 09, Luke is an excellent distributor with the ability and confidence to thread balls upfield like this.
That sort of constant movement going forward.
Yeah, his job again with another great run forward.
On the left-hand side now looks to squirm away.
He worked a lot last year on his crossfield passing, which is one of the best that we have in the team, and he can make progressive carries like this.
After just 3 minutes nodding down.
Which forces several Mallorca players to close him down, leaving Neil and Bellingham free.
Back post, and Luke 09 strides out the back really well to find Dan Neil. Roberts sizes his man up and feeds Dan Neil with a lovely run down the right-hand side. Crosses first time, but the sliding intervention of Capete.
Until Triantis comes up to speed, it would not be a surprise for me to see Luke get the nod over Barth next week. Of course, playing Luke means you have to accept some defensive exposure, but in time, Triantis will assume this position. And in general, I like Tony's attitude of building everything around a positive attitude of attack and going forward, first and foremost. Unlike the other preseason games, Sunderland started on rocket fuel and were very quick out of the blocks, dominating early play convincingly. Sunderland played out confidently from the back that led to a sweeping move and a chance in only the 3rd minute, ending in a corner.
On his right-hand side, space to operate in, finds Roberts slightly in front, looks to work some magic. Into the feet of Hemir, looks to hold up play, forces back to Ekwa, who strides some distance, and it's a good save from the Mallorca keeper. Hemir looks to mop things up, and he wins himself a corner, but firm strike from Pierre Ekwa, testing the hands of Gonzalez Masquerade.
That was taken short, and it saw Roberts pick out He-Man, who by the power of Greyskull nodded home his 3rd goal and 3rd header of pre-season.
Taken short, Roberts floats it up to Hemir, who heads into the back of the net. Hemir takes all of 3 minutes.
Height is not a problem for us anymore.
His head as well, which goes to show you what type of threat he poses in the attacking third.
I think he's trying to claim that one with the near post one as well in that one. But yeah. Again, he must be high on confidence. New club, and he's looking dangerous.
Roberts was excellent today. Only 2 minutes later, he went on another rampaging run that saw Hume overlap nicely.
From a Mallorca man, still Hume to his right, lays him now. Hume floated across to the back post, and it's hooked clear.
But the final ball was poor. Even when he lost the ball, though, he worked very hard to win it back.
Spin away, but Roberts neglects to play the pass and instead has his pocket pinched, and Mallorca look to break, and good pressure from Roberts. Wins the ball back, and a Mallorca man stays down, nothing given, and Roberts can now stride away. Job with possession, the number 7, opens his body out, finds Clark. Looks to skip away from one man and finds room onto his right foot, slips as the shot is taken, and Mallorca can clear downfield.
And again here. His attitude looks fine to me. But he nearly replicated his pass to the opposition against Gateshead with this pass backwards.
Roberts picks up possession and plays a pass straight into the feet of a Mallorca man, and Dan Ballard steps across at a vital...
Pat just isn't made for going backwards, I guess. Job had perhaps his best game for us so far. He looked skillful and industrious in his advanced midfield role today. He played further up than in the previous games, and it suited him. It's where he has played for most of his career, although that's not very long, and it's where he plays for England. And he made progress with the ball whenever he got it.
Developing him as he goes forward. Zekra, lovely little sort of pass into Job, who dances away from two Mallorca.
But most impressive were his runs into space, like here.
And now that's a great knock forward to Job to seize on possession, but it's a vital interception at the last.
And again.
In their build-up play.
Mallorca got a bit of a press on.
That's a lovely fizz ball into the path of Job, who charges forward into the Mallorca box. That would have been some assist when Patrick Roberts had that resulted in a goal. And now Mallorca...
As the second half opened, it was clear Mallorca had a bollocking in the dressing room. They came out quicker, sharper, and looked altogether more skillful.
The change we can tell you about is a Matt. Matt has come on. He's in possession now for Mallorca. Looks to try a nice back heel. It's gone to the feet of Rigg. Little dink ball forward to the byline, and it just evades the touch.
And it resulted in a quick goal for Vedat Muriqi.
Curling the box, Rigg with the header, and it's into the back of the net. Wrestling with Luke O'Nien. Vedat Rigg, powerful header into the top right-hand corner.
Danny Bath doesn't get wrestled out of balls like this. But Tony picked for a different game, so this goes with the territory. The 6'4" striker, who only 2 years ago cost Lazio £20 million, continued to cause havoc for the Sunderland defence.
Luke O'Nien looking to show some strength, but he is a sizable unit. Now back to Rodriguez, curling cross to the edge of the box, and Matt with the volley doesn't quite get the execution right.
And Mallorca's pressing and man-marking stifled Sunderland's play quite effectively for this middle portion of the match, allowing them to dominate.
Yeah, always want to have a win, but you always want to test as well in the pre-season friendly.
Hugh. It's a ball down the right-hand side, and he watches it drop way behind you.
We did have occasional outlets though. Here from Luke O'Nien to Job, that's why he's in the team.
Crowded out, but manoeuvres the ball away to Neil and has space to find Roberts. Hugh on this right-hand side now, into the feet of Hamir.
And Patrick Roberts cracking off this fantastic 60-yard pass to Job.
Who charges forward into the...
Hamir also showed some good close control to nearly evade Mallorca's press here.
Blocked by Clark, and now Hamir with possession, looks to skip away from one man, and again hauled down to the floor by...
But what eventually gave us some respite were our substitutions. Sure, we were less effective with Clark moving up front after this, but Abdullah Bar looked excellent coming on in the left late in the game.
Got his first touches in the game, Neil. Lovely 1-2 for Bar as Chris Rigg feeds the run of the Frenchman down the left-hand side. Bar charging into the box at the byline, hooks it back across goal. The clearance was missed.
Look at the skill he produces here.
And Rigg. Lovely little turn away by the Frenchman. Now to the left-hand side, that's lovely from Abdullah Bar, cross into the box, and it's just cleared at the vital interception.
And this is delightful.
Now to Huggins. Bar dances away from his man, finds Dan Neil on the edge of the box, chance to let fly for the Sunderland midfielder.
In the 74th minute, more substitutions arrived, and of those, Lihadji made the most impression, again looking skillful.
Pre-season tour. Triantis mops things up well. Lihadji inside for Neil. Now a chance for Sunderland to break. Lihadji down this right-hand side. Get the ball back from Neil through. Ball looks to dance away from. Charge forward into. Looks for options and finds Lihadji. Chance for the Frenchman to charge into the box. Looks to step away from one man. Brusso's there for company as well, but Lihadji still has possession.
And there was a moment of absolute genius from Chris Rigg.
Which is where Ekwa can get in between them and drop in little balls. He's played so much deeper.
Oh, that is lovely from Chris Rigg, who dances away from 3 or 4 Mallorca men. The
16 man.
Showing just what he's capable of with some...
But the game looked, except for Bar's creativity, to be petering out by this point, until Luke 09 appeared to elbow a Mallorca player, but it's unclear. The ref was having none of it and the player got up without a scratch on him moments later. Then he was squarely beaten in a solid tackle by Luke 09 again, and the humiliation clearly got just too much for him as he ran in for a filthy cheap tackle on behind when Luke wasn't looking. The ref had no hesitation in issuing a straight red card, and quite right too. Enjoy the new season, lad. You'll be starting late. And that was the last excitement of the match.
Really flaring on this right-hand side. O'Nien felt the after effects.
Watch 19-year-old Hamir run off the bench to get involved here. He's not afraid. Good lad getting stuck in there.
Unpleasant here at the Stadium of Light, with now sets of coaching staff being heavily involved.
The game ended 1-1 with only a week until the season starts. An outstanding first half, more good performances and a more solid glimpse into what Mowbray is thinking. He's going to play it on the floor as much as possible, and the focus is certainly on pace and attack. Feels good to me. I can't wait. See you next time.